All right, it's time to start leveling up this account on the OU ladder finally. So we're going to be at the bottom of the ladder, so we want to run a more offensive-based team because the higher up on the ladder you go, generally the more balanced and stally teams become, but usually on the low ladder you just want to control the pace of the game and overpower your opponent. That being said, it seems here that my opponent has decided to not go with that and instead has got Toxapex Fortress, but I think all the same that should be fine. I think I want to lead off with Dragapult here because it leads off well against Dragonite, I suppose. I'm actually going to U-turn here just in case they decide to be crazy. Dragapult doesn't let them normal ease speed through my team. They may also have had Earthquake and they wanted to kill the Glamora. And I think here I will go into my Iron Valiant in case they go for something like that. Yeah, it looks like they're leftovers, so I can just throw off a Moonblast here. I think that should be fine. They don't really have anything that wants to switch into Iron Valiant. I can Psy Shock after, and they may have Poison Jab or something like that. But overall, we should be fine. They could also pivot into Fortress. That is another play that they could make if they so desire. Now, on this particular team, we are going to be Life Orb Iron Valiant just for the extra damage. Of course, Quark Drive is really good as well, but I just wanted to make sure that I could switch in, switch out, right? So here the Toxapex is technically in range of another hit. I expect them to go into Fortress personally. I'm going to go into Dragapult as they go Dragonite instead. So that's fine. Here it might be a little bit obvious that I'm going to go into my Iron Valiant. So I wonder what my opponent is going to do here. Maybe if I go for... let's go Golden Go. As they actually go for Draco Meteor and miss again. So my opponent just can't catch a break. I feel sort of bad for them. But at the same time, I don't really. Let's go for Tailwind. Very interesting to see that from my opponent. Got a nasty plot here. No, I'm going to Shadow Ball again. They could have Flamethrower on this set. I don't know what they're running here with Draco Meteor. Maybe they have Earthquake still. Shadow Ball again. I can get a Spidef drop, right? Like that. And then, like, what are they supposed to do there? Now they don't have their Tailwind anymore. And I can just make a Rain here. And that should kill the Azumarill, I believe. Unless it's a Salt Vest, in which case it's not nearly as big of a threat than if it were Belly Drum or Choice Banded. And I don't think Aqua Jet from Choice Band kills Golden Go. It's too bulky for that. And I can't switch into this. Right, you don't have multi-scale on Dragonite anymore. Shenpao is not a switch into anything, really. And even Armor Rouge doesn't want to switch into a Golden Go. So, fortunately, we were able to get a Spidef drop there pretty early on. I think that really helped out. If this is Choice Scarf, I would be a little bit sad. So, do I need Glamora? I don't know if I need Glamora. To go for Shadow Ball there. I'm just going to go for the Power Gem here. Power Gem will, of course, hit the Armor Rouge in case they decide to stay in. It'll also hit the Fortress for some decent damage. And actually is a 2-hit KO on the Toxapex. Wowee. Look at this. Life Orb Glamora is super strong. And they have no Rock Resist on their team. So it's actually a really good thing. Now, Chien-Pao, of course, is going to come out here, and we have nothing for Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao is super stupid fast. And really strong. Do I want to keep this around? I don't think I need to at all. As they Sucker Punch, which is a little bit of a funny play. Now, in theory, what I'd like to do here, only because if I'd gone for Spike there, it would have been a problem, right? That's the only thing I was really worried about. And I know you outspeed me, and you know you outspeed me because I've shown Life Orb, so why would you go for that? Let's see, what was my Terra type on the Great Tusk. I was ground Tera type. That's a bit unfortunate. If I'd been fighting, it would have been better. I can go into my Iron Moth. My Iron Moth has a ground Tera type as well, specifically for things like Toxapex and whatever. Let's go Iron Moth. And I'm going to just throw off a Fiery Dance. Yeah, there we go. Now, they could always go into their... Oh, Sucker Punch kills. Crazy. Okay. Sucker Sword, I don't know. Let's just go this. In a Rapid Spin here. As I live the Icicle Crash, because we are bulky. They actually go into their Toxapex to absorb the T-Spike, but then I predict them to go Dragonite. Unfortunately, that doesn't kill them. Or it doesn't do very much damage, I should say. I think that's fine. I'm just going to go into my Iron Valiant here. Going to Size Shock first. Just in case they go Toxapex, yeah, like that. But actually, it doesn't do very much. If I were Psychic, it would definitely have done more. And then... need to keep this around and healthy. I'm going to go Golden Go here. As I will go for the Nasty Plot first. I could always Shadow Ball here. I don't think you want to go into Armor Rouge hard on that. As they are Focus Sash on Armor Rouge. Man, I almost went for Stealth Rock in front of the Dragonite. It would have been really good if I had done that. But now that we know that they're Focus Sash, then I know that they can't. Oh wait, what? Oh, Tailwind, I forgot about Tailwind. I forgot about Tailwind, okay. I want to keep this around. I'm gonna go Iron Valiant here. Taste the Draco Meteor. And Iron Valiant isn't getting off much damage here. Is the thing. And then Moonblast here. In case they stay in, it'll do more damage overall. This bulky Dragonite is really annoying. I almost wish this Iron Valiant had Healing Wish. I don't know if it gets it though. Oh, it's Steel type. That's cute. Time to close combat. Tailwind peters out. Oh wow. Thank goodness my opponent forfeited. I did not want to have to play that in game. I guess what they did here was really dumb of them actually, now that I think about it. They turned into a Steel type. First of all, as soon as the Tailwind peters out, so now I can close combat you. If you are Steel type, I can now hit you with Earthquake, and you're weak to Earthquake with these guys in the back. So I can just wait for the Tailwind to peter out. Come in, Earthquake the Dragonite, Earthquake the Toxapex. So they probably shouldn't have done that. But alright, I'll take that first game. Now we're Steel type Iron Valiant on this team, specifically for Skeledirge Fairy type, because Tera Blast Steel blows that away. But you can see that maybe, a Psychic type would have even been a better play there. That way I could have done more damage to the Toxapex, because without the stab Psychic, it really doesn't do well. Alright, so we got triple starter plus probably Eviolite Bisharp plus a random Satitan and Cyclizar. Alright, so starting off we see that they don't have any Toxic Spike Absorber. So I'm going to lead off with the Glamora, and I'm just going to throw up a... I'm going to throw off a Power Gem actually, as they U-turn somewhat predictably. And now they have Toxic Spike up. They can always go into their Cyclizar and Rapid Spin. I do have my Golden Go for that. Mythical Bisharp. If I'd had Earth Power there, I could have gone for it, but this Glamora does not have that. And now we're going to go into the Great Tusk, because we are bulky, and we will not outspeed Jolly Bisharp. I actually don't know. I forget what Adamant Bisharp is. We might outspeed it. Yeah, we do. Did you just see that we lived The Eviolite Bisharp lived Great Tusk's Earthquake, and we are 120 adamant. That is insane that it lived that hit. Really, really crazy. Eviolite Bisharp is a problem. Right now, the focus is on King Gambit, and I do think that's a problem. But Eviolite Bisharp is really strong. At this point, what do I need this for? Not much. I'm just going to Earthquake here. And now they get a +1 speed. That's fine by me. I wish that I had priority on this team. That's definitely something that would be nice. I'm going to go Dragapult here. I will resist the Aqua Step, and I will resist the Fighting type moves. At this point, I don't want them to be able to go into their Cyclizar for free. I'm just going to Draco Meteor here, as they have Ice Spinner. That's fair enough. I figured it must have something to hit me, but I didn't know what it would be. Let's see. Let's go into the Great Tusk. And then I'm going to go Iron Moth to try to bait out a water move. Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm also... I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay. Let me go Great Tusk again. Sure, just Earthquake. Yeah, that was really dumb of me. That was really dumb of me. I needed that mon. Okay. Iron Valiant time. Iron Valiant time it is. I think Iron Valiant could actually have a decent matchup against this team. I don't know if the Meowscarada is Focus Sash or if it's Choice Scarfed. I don't know if the Cyclizar is Choice Scarfed. If it is Choice Scarfed or not, it should outspeed me here. So I'm going to actually go for the Psyshock, because they may go into their Skeledirge. I don't think they would go into the Meowscarada on something that's going to go for a Fighting type move against a normal type Cyclizar. Yep, as they do go Skeledirge. And I'm going to go Glimmora first here, because I don't know if they're going to Terrastallize. And if they don't, then I can go for a Power Gem, and they have nothing for Power Gem. So Power Gem Glimmora actually is putting in a decent amount of work here. They're going to Shed Tail, that's fine. I'm just going to stay in and go for an offensive move. Power Gem should hopefully take this out of Belly Drum range. And they can't really switch into it. Their Cyclizar is getting quite weak, and it's Heavy Duty Boots, we see that. I should have seen that before. So yeah, I need to pay more attention. But I don't know if my head's really in the space to do that today. We'll find out if we can win this game still after losing my Iron Moth. The Meowscarada, like I said before, maybe Choice Scarf or maybe Focus Sash. Those are the usual two I feel like you'd see on this thing. I don't know if this is Titan Calc. Actually, it dies. I'm pretty surprised at that. I'm not going to lie. Cyclizar may want to go for a Rapid Spin here, so I'm going to go Golden Go. Golden Go doesn't need... Well, actually, U-turned. Okay, that works too. It doesn't... I don't need Golden Go as much because they have the Meowscarada, and that's got the Dark type moves for the Golden Go. And Cyclizar doesn't usually carry offensive moves outside of Knockoff, which is still going to be good against Golden Go. So I could always actually Tera Fighting and Focus Blast here. And I think that's actually what I might want to do. Hopefully I hit my attack as they go for U-turn. Now I'm no longer going to resist their Grass type move, which is sad. But nothing I can do about that. I'm actually going to make it rain here, because I need to be able to hit moves reliably. And they may just go for Shed Tail anyway. Yeah, like I figured they would. And so now we can Focus Blast again. They still don't have anything that can switch into this. And it still should do quite a lot of damage because I am a pretty strong Pokemon. Oh, they're play rough. Okay. Now we will go for the Moonblast. Bit unfortunate that we had to Terrastallize because now we just get swept by Play Rough. Alright, we'll forfeit there. If I had kept my my Iron Moth alive and hadn't sacked it, I think we would have been in a lot better position. Okay. Looks like my opponent has the standard Glamora Golden Go core plus Corviknight for their own hazard removal. So I don't want to mess around with that. I'm just going to lead off with Iron Valiant here and try to kill the Glamora ASAP. We will go for the Moonblast first. If they're Focus Sash, it doesn't matter what I go for. And they go for Mortal Spin there to get the poison on me, I suppose. I just went for Moonblast. You probably won't go into Tinglu. So now I prevented hazards from the Glamora. Perfect. Iron Valiant is quite strong, but it also has sort of 4 move slot syndrome in the sense of like, what am I going to click this turn? Tinglu comes out, I will close combat you. And I actually almost get a 2 KO. I'm going to Moonblast here just in case I go Primeape or something. Yeah, that works too. I'll take it. Okay, at this point, I can go into my Iron Moth. They have no fire type switch-ins. So Fiery Dance time. You could turn into a water type, but you're not a water type yet. You're weak, you're weak, you're weak, you're weak. Oh wait, you're not weak, but if I get the 2 KO after a +1 boost, then that's not good for you still. Okay. I'm pretty pleased with how much... Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, I get a crit there. I don't know if that mattered so much because I got the +1 boost, but we'll find out. Hopefully the Chimp Power isn't Focus Sash like the last guy was. They go Annihilate. I'm going to Fire Dance again. They may be water, but... what do I do about that? I go into my Great Tusk, because I don't need Great Tusk anymore, it looks like. And now I'm going to click the knockoff in case they're Chesto Berry. Because they taunt, yep, and they were Chesto Berry. Now I will Earthquake. So now they can't rest and wake up at the same time, and they actually die. So they completely wasted their Annihilate there. They should have at least tried to Drain Punch or something. I'll Rapid Spin here. We may live Chimpow's hit. I'd like to get the rocks off the field if I can. Just for my Iron Moth. Yeah, like that. And at this point we'll just sack this. Don't really need it around. We've actually gotten a lot more value out of this Great Tusk than I thought we were going to get. Because you had a Corviknight right there. And Corviknight beats the Great Tusk every time. I don't know what that was all about. Okay. I'm going to go Iron Moth here. And I'm going to just click Fire Dance. If they have Sucker Punch, does that kill? I don't know the calcs on this thing. And one thing I'm definitely noticing is that my team is extremely Chien-Pao weak. Like, to the nth degree. Because my fighting type is... Oh, that isn't going to help you. My fighting type is weak to ice. And my... Yeah, I don't know. I guess I do have Golden Go. Golden Go is technically good if it turns into a fighting type, but that's only technically. But like, Dragapult's weak to Dark. Iron Valiant is not necessarily going to stand up to the Chien-Pao, especially because it doesn't have the +1 speed from its Quark Drive. And Iron Moth is pretty frail. So quite Chien-Pao weak. Well, we make it out of that one alive. So I'll take it. Okay. Very scary team on my opponent's part. Let's lead off with the Dragapult. They'll actually lead off with the Corviknight. Sure. As I can just click Shadow Ball. I think Shadow Ball is better here than Flamethrower. Because if they go into Baxcalibur, I'll regret that. And they can also have Flash Fire Silver Edge. So I don't want to go for fire moves against their team quite yet. It also would, of course, punish a unfortunate Annihilate or Serial Edge switching really hard. And it is my stab option. So I think we'll go with that. Now, physical Dragapult has become more of a thing in recent times because of Terrablast's Ghost, allowing it to run its Dragon Darts Terrablast Ghost set. And so maybe this person might think that I am not a special one, in which case Corviknight would take it a lot better. Yeah. So now the Corviknight is decently weak. That'll definitely help for later on. But for now, we have to contend with this nonsense. Now, you'd probably go for an ice move here, right? I still think I need to keep this around because it helps a lot with Dondozo and Annihilate and Corviknight and Great Tusk to an extent. So what do we go here? Because you go for Glaive Rush, if anything, right? And I don't have anything to switch into that. And I don't think I want to switch my Iron Moth necessarily, but I think I might actually just do that because if they have... Oh, well, that works too. Question, Baxcalibur versus Iron Moth. Let's try Overheat. No, bulk Baxcalibur does not take enough damage. Now, at max speed Adamant... Or maybe I should make a Jolly just in case. Jolly hits 450 speed, whereas my Dragapult hits 421. So we're actually sort of in trouble against this guy. So I'm just going to go for Fiery Dance. Overheat. Okay, yeah. As they go for Earthquake. And I don't really have anything for that. This is not a very good team, as you can tell. Let's go into Golden Go. I'm on an air balloon, so they can't Earthquake me. And we'll just make it rain. As they go for Icicle Spear. How many hits are they going to get? 2, 3. 3 hits. Okay. Woo! Crisis averted. Okay, good. Golden Go definitely bailed us out there. I was expecting Icicle Crash over Icicle Spear, but that works too. Now, this will outspeed you technically if it's max, and it probably is. But at this point, I don't think I need this anymore. I'm just going to make it rain again, and they're not actually even... They're not even max speed on this. What? What? I don't understand what just happened there. Very odd. Very, very peculiar. Shadow Ball you. As they go for that. I think that's okay. Probably. And now they Shadow Sneak. Probably being the operative word there. Because I don't actually know if this is okay. My Dragapult. What did I turn you into? Dragon. I think I should live. So we'll Terastallize, turn into a dragon, and I won't be weak to their Shadow Sneak. And it is quite strong, but it's not that strong. I think. Oh, God has huge power or something. Yeah, Shadow Sneak. There we go. So thank goodness we didn't have Ghost on that. And it's still really good for Annihilate, and on Dozo, and Corviknight. So I'm actually going to drop a Shadow Ball on you here. As they are Choice Scarfed Annihilate. Good to know, good to know. I'm going to go into the Iron Valiant then, because I will resist that hit. And I can just go for the... I wonder which is stronger. I think Moonblast is stronger. Yep, Moonblast is stronger. Now, unfortunately, I'm Life Orb, so I'm going to be taking a bit of chip. And that'll help the Annihilate later on. Being Choice Scarf and all. But what are you going to do? Alright, here we Moonblast as well. And the Dondozo dies. So yeah, we lost our fighting resist. But we do have Great Tusk still. Now they can kill us with whatever they want. But if they kill us with close combat, then they'll be dropping their defenses. If they kill us with Rage Fist, which makes a lot more sense. Let's see, actually. Great Tusk. 252. And then Annihilate with 252. Let's make it Adamant just for sake of argument. Rage Fist does no type of damage. But after +1, if I went for mortal spin, then it would do a bit more damage. Am I doing that calc right? It seems like it still does very little damage. Let's see. Yeah, let's just mortal spin here, because then I can get chip damage off. Unless the damage isn't enough. I guess I could just go for mortal spin. I don't know which one does more damage. Now the really tricky part is what would they go for in terms of... Yeah, now I'm just going to spike up. The Rage Fist is doubled in power, and I don't want to make it any stronger than it already is. Okay, so back to the Great Tusk. Great Tusk. They haven't gone for the terrestrialization yet, right? That's the main thing I'm curious about. Are they flying type terrestrialization? What would beat me in the back? Okay, so I have on my Great Tusk 252, 120 attack. 52, 120 adamant with leftovers. So I can do a 54% to 0 HP. I'm going to Stealth Rock first in case they don't stay a ghost type. And then I'm going to Stealth Rock again because they clearly are doing no type of damage to me. So I'm not particularly concerned. And now I think we need to Earthquake this turn. Stay out of range of a crit. Good. Cool. So how do you play against Annihilate? You just don't attack it. Look at those late game hazards right there. We got all our hazards up in the last when the last Pokemon was already out, and we did it on purpose. All right. So we got ourselves up to the 1100s. 3 out of 4 isn't bad. It isn't good though, because that was the bottom of the ladder, but the bottom of the ladder is always a little bit scary when people are starting new alts. People can be smurfing anyway. And more importantly, because that sounds like an excuse, the ladder, I'm still learning it, and it's a new gen, so everything's volatile. It's a little bit unclear as to which Pokemon are really good and which Pokemon are not as good. The Iron Valiant, I think, if it were faced against the Skeledirge specifically, which is what this was meant for, then it would have been good. But other than that, the Tera Blast, I never wanted to click it, and so it wasn't really that useful. I will say against the Toxapex, if I'd gone for Steel Tera type there, it couldn't have Toxic'd me, and so maybe that would have been something to consider just offensively. But since I'm killing myself with the Life Orb, not really concerned about longevity with Iron Valiant. I mostly want to punch holes in things. Iron Moth, being Choice Scarfed, I actually thought wasn't too bad. It was a little bit weak against the Baxcalibur, but I don't think there was any move Iron Moth could have gone for that would have dealt with the Baxcalibur at +1. So there's that. The Dragapult, I think, is fine. It's still doing what it did before, with similar amounts of efficacy, I think. I think this team definitely needs priority. The Great Tusk is high in usage for definitely obvious reasons. I think it's going to be this generation's Landorus until Landorus comes back. And I just wish that Great Tusk got Ice Shard, because I really need priority on this team, and I would have really liked to have had it. Glamora, I actually think it was telling how many Pokemon could not switch into Life Orb Power Gem. And having this Grass-type Energy Ball is just so crucial for a Great Tusk. So I really do like that. And I think this set is probably the Glamora's best set right now, because I want to be doing damage with Glamora and not necessarily setting up spikes. I think that a lot of Pokemon abuse Glamora, like Great Tusk, and just sort of ignore Glamora overall. But as we see with, for instance, Corviknight, you switch in Power Gem as the Life Orb, you can't switch into that. And all of a sudden, I'm an offensive threat, and then maybe every once in a while, I'll throw off a Toxic Debris, a Toxic Spike, or maybe a spike, sort of like a Ash Greninja. And I think that that's how Glamora should be played, personally, going forward. But we'll see. if that ends up being the correct answer or not. And then the Golden Go, of course, is just doing Golden Go things. And I think it was actually really crucial to not losing in this game or in this live in a lot of scenarios. But I wouldn't have said at any given point in time that it was broken. The only times really the Golden Go did tons of work against my opponent is when they used Ice Spinner on it and predicting something, right? Every time my opponent overthought things or didn't respect Golden Go, that's when it put in work. But other than that, it wasn't like an overbearing presence. But that, of course, could be because of the type of team I'm running. If this were a more balanced or stally team, maybe Golden Go would be a lot more obnoxious. Anyway, that'll be it for today, and I'll catch you guys next time.